To get started, the first person on run-up, his name is Maurice Scott. He is currently a U.S. rowing commentator and is also training for the 2028 Olympic Games in beach sprint rowing out of Long Beach Rowing Association. He's the host, which is the host of 2028 Olympic rowing events. Beyond his own athletic pursuits, he is also the founder and CEO of Row Influencers, the first and only marketing agency dedicated exclusively to rowing. That means NIL from high school, college, junior, and as well as professional rowers as well. What they do is help bridge between athletes, coaches, and brands and organizations with a mission to amplify voices in the sport and expand opportunities both inside and outside the rowing community. Maurice, come on up. Let's get the class going. It's going to get crazy.
You don't have to pay me to be on the water. I will just naturally just gravitate towards it. I grew up in the city, so not really within the sport of rowing, but I would see it kind of from the outside looking in. And so my 5th grade year, my dad brought me to a race and he knew I loved the water. So he was like, hey, like, is it something you would try? You know, even though there's nobody that looks like you, at this point doesn't mean you can't do it. My goal as a high school athlete was to have a presence. I want to make sure that kids that look like me, that are going through that same journey, see me and like, hey, I can do this too. And to, again, ultimately grow that sport of rowing. My name is Maurice Scott. I am a Head of the Charles champion and an Olympic hopeful for LA 28 and an advocate for diversity within the sport of rowing.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm Maurice Scott. As the video said, I am an athlete, Olympic hopeful, training with Long Beach Rowing Association, the host of the 2028 Olympic Games. I'm a multi-time national champion, founder, CEO of Rowfluencers, and also a professional hype man. So if you guys have a wedding or birthday party coming up, I promise I'll tear up your dance floor. Just get with me after. So introduction to Rowfluencers. We are the premier marketing agency within the sport of rowing. We are backed by United States Rowing as well as the biggest race in the world, the Head of the Charles. Our goal is to amplify and tell the stories within our sport, both coaches as well as athletes, through the power of storytelling and content creation. What makes us unique? And so we are an agency ran by rowers for rowers. So we have that grassroots connection. We are very authentic, as they would say. So we're the boots on the ground. We know what's hip and what's happening. And we have that authentic presence within the sport of rowing. Our next thing is bridging rowing to mainstream sports media. And so we've been one of those sports that have been really quiet. It is the ultimate team sport. And so we haven't been able to really share our stories until now. And so our goal is to be able to bring our stories to the big screen, to be able to amplify and get that maximal visibility that we have so longed for over the years. And again, building those rowing stories. So being able to help guide athletes, being able to help guide coaches, to be able to tell their story in an effective way, to be able to bring more fans and more spectators to the sport and ultimately help grow the sport across the world. And again, uplifting rowing stories. So we see a common theme here, storytelling, content creation. You know, that is why we are all here. And so you might ask, like, what are some of the vehicles that we will use to kind of help drive that story and to reach the masses? And so those two things, obviously, is going to be the LA Olympic Games. Rowing is one of the oldest sports, but there is now a new player to the game, and that is beach sprints, which is another form of rowing that will be introduced into the LA Olympic Games. But you might ask, what's beach sprints? So I will tell you, it is the new frontier of rowing. So how does it work? Two athletes start on the beach. They run about 10 to 30 meters to the water. They hop into the water. They shalom through 3 buoys, about 200 meters. They do a complete 180-degree turn all the way back. They hop out of the boat, run to the finish line, and tag a buzzer. Sounds easy, right? If it bleeds, it leads. It's insane. You have Mother Nature. Mother Nature has entered the game. You have waves kind of crashing boats into the beach. You have waves sending boats into the air. You have water animals also getting in the way of everything. This is spectator friendly within 3 minutes of each other. And so this is one of the things that has changed the sport of rowing forever, just because of the it's unpredictable. And it is one of those sports where anything can happen, but it is so much fun, and the athleticism is incredible when it comes to us and the athletes that you see right here. And opportunities for new sponsorships. And so another issue that rowing has ran into is, how do we get sponsors to be able to be seen? And so Beach Sprints has changed the game. As you can see on the screen here, you have the logo of this international competition, but all throughout the course you have a bunch of the sponsors and those investors that have invested into the sport all along the course. You'll have drones that are able to follow the boats. You'll have boats on the side of the course as well. And so at every point in time, you're able to see those who have invested into the sport, which makes it easy and marketable for the general public. Bringing Beach Sprints to the big screen, again, content development. So being able to help guide athletes and give these narratives to be able to tell the story. It's all about storytelling. It's all about that content creation and having visuals that helps resonate with the viewers. Media collaboration. So that is connecting with a lot of the big time media companies in order to help maximize our reach and visibility. And then lastly, social media promotion. That is something that we have already been tapping into and trying to help tell our stories. We've been using it. Social media is one of the most powerful tools that we have. And so we have been doing it. But again, it is a team effort. And so obviously that is why I am here. And again, here's the strategies for the effective storytelling. Connecting through personal narratives, using the Olympic Games and Olympic journeys of a lot of our athletes, incorporating the Beach Sprint visuals as you've seen on the previous slides, and utilizing the social media platforms, as well as creating these video documentaries of the stories that are being created now leading up to the LA Games and beyond. And to wrap it all up, again, Rowfluencers is the premier marketing agency. Our focus is be able to bring rowers as well as bringing the stories of rowers as well as the coaches to the big screen and being able to guide and connect them to the outside world. Because again, I believe that our story has been pretty quiet over the years, but it's now time for us to really get out of our shells. And so that is our goal, is to, again, maximize the reach, maximize the potential, and to be able to use this, again, to the LA Olympic Games and beyond. So if you're about storytelling and you're about uplifting the athletes that are going to be representing this country, you let me know. Let's talk on the side, and thank you for your time.
Awesome. That was amazing there. And especially we love starting off like that, because when it comes to digital space, when we think about content creator, it goes beyond just the person that is on the screen. It is also the now modern day producers, as you see, like Maurice, for example. The next person we're bringing up now that we're really excited, and I don't know how much y'all know about rowing or the aura farming, but I felt the need to do one of these if you know. Who knows? Okay, the Gen Z's in there now. Okay, you know we're aura farming today. So the next person we have up is Ahmed. Now, Ahmed is known online as Pharaoh Talks, and he is a New York-based soccer content creator, bringing the game closer to fans through street interviews, player comparisons, and fan debates. With over 300 million views across TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, he has built a global community of passionate football lovers who engage daily with his viral content. So, whether that's at stadiums, on the streets of New York, or through his creative online series, Ahmed is redefining what digital football and culture and giving fans a powerful voice for the world's most beloved sport. Ahmed.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. How you doing today? Everything's good? Ready? All right. So, my name is Ahmed. Online people know me as Pharaoh Talks. I'm a soccer content creator based here in New York City. And, And I build a community that connects football fans, soccer fans all over the world. What started as just me talking about soccer turned into something bigger, a global conversation between fans who love the game. Across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, I have reached millions of views and fans around the world. Right here. All right. So before I tell you how I started doing content, I'm going to tell you a little about myself. I've been playing soccer since I was 6 years old. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself before I started doing content. I was a player since I was 6 years old. Also played in college, played in high school. And there's a turning point in my life that I stopped playing soccer in college after I got an injury and I broke my ankle. So I stopped playing soccer. And I would just start coaching, and I really love soccer and I want to talk about soccer. I start talking with people outside on the streets, and there's a turning point. Like, okay, after like that's it, my career is done. And I said, no, let me get like something different, to do something different. Start doing social media, and this was the turning point of my life. Like, sometime God closed a door, it opens another door for you. And I started doing interviews outside with fans on the street, ask them questions, and a lot of people, like, their voices wasn't heard, and I came through, and the goal was like bring these voices up on like to the spotlight. We gotta bring the voices of people not heard to the spotlight. I started going into the street in New York, Times Square, local games, tournaments, and start interviewing people. And I really started with like a $25 mic from Amazon. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, I got it.
Who's the best number 10 in these clubs? Best number 10 in Real Madrid of all time. What do you think?
Modric,
Barcelona,
Messi.
Messi, Chelsea,
Yeah, let's go Hazard.
Hazard. Okay, PSG,
PSG, Neymar.
Neymar Jr. Love it.
So this is one of my videos right here. This video had almost like 2 million views on Instagram. So like, it's simple, easy questions. You talk, like, ask people like, oh, who's your favorite soccer player in that team? Who's your favorite player? Like Ronaldo, Messi, debates, soccer questions. They really love the engaging questions. Right here, this is my followers right here. I got, on YouTube, I have 45K. On Instagram, I have 45K followers. And TikTok, I have 130. And Facebook is my largest. I have 200K. All right, this is my engagement right here. My analysis, I have the last 90 days on Instagram, 98 million views on the last 90 days. Instagram, 48 million views. And TikTok last year, I have 98 million views. And I have fans watching me from 10 years old all the way to 35 and 40. So even like when I go to coaching, I see kids like 10 years old, like, hey coach, I see your videos on YouTube. And I'd be so happy that, give me motivation, that people watch my videos, that I become better version of myself every day and keep improving. So this is one of my videos right here too. I did it in front of the Sports Illustrated Stadium, right?
Messi, correct. Next one.
Haaland,
Haaland, correct. He's killing it. Next one.
Mbappe,
Mbappe. What about this one?
KDB,
Correct. What about this one?
Vinny.
What's up, guys? It's Fair Talks. Today I'm with Adidas and the World Cup. We're going to ask people what they're excited for the next year, 2026 World Cup. Let's do it. What are you most excited to see at the 2026 World Cup?
Okay, honestly, the fact that it's the biggest World Cup ever, I want to see how those big teams do when they have to win more games to get through, because it's, 48 teams now, I think? 48 teams?
Correct,
so
yeah.
How many big teams that should go through actually go through?
So yeah, this is one of my work I did with Adidas last week and the World Cup. We did like a little collaboration for the new release for the Trianda Ball for next year World Cup. And I got some of my collaborations right here. I work with Man City, I work with the World Cup, and it was really like exciting for me working with big names like Manchester City. I work with New York Red Bulls, Major League Soccer, Borussia Dortmund from Germany in Bundesliga right here in my next. I interviewed the legend, WWE legend Sheamus. Right here, me interviewing Mateo Kovacic from Manchester City. And right here in the red, I was working with the Club World Cup, promoting it. And last one right here, I was working with JD Sports, working with JD Sports, giving tickets away for the fans and giveaways. So creating content generally changed my life. It started as a dream, and now I got recognized on the street, work with global brands, and inspire others to start their own creative journey. It taught me storytelling, consistency, and connection. And the key in social media, you want to improve yourself in social media, you got to be consistent with it. You got to keep going, like show up every day, like you show up to work, you got to show up every day and post every day on social media. That's what happened. Like people are going to start seeing you more. And sometimes the videos that doesn't get views, you just keep it on. Don't delete it. Keep it on. You never know who will see that video. Because some of my brand deals, like from my videos that is not like over 10 million views, 3 million views, maybe like 15,000 people watch your video and you got a brand deal. So it's so important to just keep posting every day, never delete, and be consistent. All right. Looking ahead, my vision is to bring this same energy on social media to television. Imagine a weekly soccer show where fans debate, react, and share their passion like they do online, but on a big screen for sure. I want to take the street interviews concept and turn it into TV format, a space where creators, hosts, fans participate, and the audience feel part of it too. The goal is simple, to make television feel like interactive and engaging as social media, because soccer isn't just a game, it's a global language. I'm Ferris Hawks, the voice of every fan on every screen. Thank you so much, guys.
Amazing, awesome. So that was very exciting about that is showing you from someone from the front end, and what's exciting about a Met story is that once again hyper localization, especially when you look at how can you as a sports team or a broadcaster really leverage creators, and it's not always committing to a full show. Sometimes there's those little mini segments in the beginning, especially as you work up to it. For the next person, as we talk about journalism and broadcasters, we have Maria Isabel. She was born in Bogota, Colombia, and moved to New York when she was 12 years old. Sports became her bridge to American culture, a source for both joy and connection. She studied journalism and marketing and now creates bilingual sports content with the goal of becoming a sports broadcaster. And I bring this up because I know earlier a big conversation with the broadcasting space is understanding how to properly translate content and really get to those Spanish speakers. So I'm just saying this is one of those perfect fits. While doing that as well, while soccer is a sport she grew up with, she now covers all New York sports and major sporting events across the city. She produces content in both Spanish and English, and because she wants to serve the bridge between Latin community and American culture. Welcome, Maria.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Isabel, Sports Girl NYC on all my social media platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can follow me and support me and watch some of my work there. I'm so happy to be here. And to start, let me introduce more about me. I was born in Bogota, Colombia. I came when I was 13 years old. I graduated from Brooklyn College with a journalism degree and a minor in marketing, which led me to create my brand, Sports Girl NYC, a bilingual sports content creation page. Why? I wanted people to feel what I feel when I watch sports. I feel so happy. And I saw there was a gap between American sports and the Latino community, and I wanted to be that voice. How I am doing that? By telling stories. First, I start telling stories of the fans, and we're going to watch one.
After the Mets win, can you explain to me why?
So the Mets were a big part of me and my dad's relationship. We lost him in June, right before they turned everything around. And I swear to God, he came to me in a dream and told me they were going to win the whole goddamn thing. So they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
How do you feel right now?
I can't even. So many emotions. I just can't even explain it.
What was your best memory with your dad?
Last year, September 16th, it was a terrible, rainy, crappy game. And we had tickets, so we didn't really want to go. But we ended up going, and we both ended up catching foul balls from Pete Alonso. They weren't thrown to us, they were hit to us, and we caught them. So that was one of the last games we went to. So.
Do you know how your dad became a Mets fan?
Bad luck, I guess.
It's hard to be a Mets fan. I'm a Mets fan, so it's tough around here. But I am a very curious person, and I always want to know the story behind the fans, why they became a fan of that sport, what are they wearing, why they get so emotional, and I want to amplify those stories through my platform. Another way I use my platform is now I get media access. So I want to bring my audience to places they don't usually get to go in the stadium. So I take them to the press box, to the mix zone, and I want to give a different angle on the stories that they probably see on their sports team, their league, or on TV. So here's an example. This is a Spanish video, but I have subtitles in English, and that's what I do with all my videos. If I'm speaking in English, I put subtitles in Spanish and vice versa.
Got Fields. Looking infield for Fernandez, he scores!
Amigos, estoy aquí en la zona mixta. Vamos a ver si le podemos hacer una pregunta a Julián Fernández, que fue el que anotó el gol de la victoria hoy.
Cuando me quedó ahí, caía despacio, que Alonso me la dejó prácticamente.
Fields, looking infield for Fernandez,
Lo único que pensé fue en patear al arco y gracias a Dios pudo entrar la pelota.
Y cuando entró, ¿qué fue lo que sentiste?
No, mucha felicidad obviamente, tenía muchas ganas de convertir. Pensé muy agradecido con Dios porque sé que Él es quien permite esto y le doy muchas gracias.
From City Field, I am Maria Isabel.
So there, I was thinking on the fans and how I can give them a different angle on a simple goal and how I can bring them, to the press box and all these places they don't see. I also want to give them information about where they can watch their favorite teams around New York City. Another way is I go to a lot of live events, sporting events, and here is an example where I think of the brand. How can I amplify the brand? How they can reach a wider audience? So here I had the privilege to interview Diana Taurasi.
Porque la gente debería ver esta película.
Y bueno, esta es una película especialmente para los inmigrantes en este país. ¿Qué se puede hacer? Con la familia, con persistencia, con dedicación, todas las cosas que son las cosas que los inmigrantes vinieron a este país. Se puede armar una carrera que te puede cambiar tu vida y la generación antes y después.
Esta serie sale el 7 de agosto por Amazon Prime. Vimos el capítulo 2 y aprendí todo lo que ella tuvo que hacer para preservar su sueño de ser basquetbolista profesional. No puedo esperar para ver los otros capítulos.
So here I was thinking on Amazon. I was the only creator reporter that spoke Spanish. So I interviewed Diana in Spanish purposely. And you can see on the comments on my TikTok, a lot of people were proud of her for talking in Spanish. A lot of people didn't know that she spoke Spanish. And this helped Amazon reach a wider audience. Who am I reaching right now? People from 13 years old to 45 years old. I have more than 20,000 followers across all my platforms. 50% are based in New York City, and most of them are male, but a lot of them, they want to know about New York sports teams, New York sporting events, or they just like me. These are the brands I have worked so far this year. I did a Spanish content creator for the Mets for their Spanish social media. I partnered up with IBM during the U.S. Open. I helped Telemundo promote their U.S. soccer games. And I traveled to Kansas City for the Premier League Fan Fest with Newcastle. I work in the Club World Cup and all of that. So why is it work? I always bring my enthusiasm, my authenticity. I'm always thinking of my audience. But if I'm working with a brand, I'm also thinking how I can help them. You know, cause we all have to pay bills. But my audience already know how much I love sports and how I'm always giving them the best of me. How we can work together? Well, if you're looking for a digital host, I'm here. If you want to brainstorm a series, I'm here. And, I am looking for brands, for media outlets who want to increase their digital footprint and want to work with creators. One of my short goals is to work for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So if your media outlet, if your brand wants that, I'm here. Let's talk afterwards because I'm going to work there. So I'm looking for partnerships there. And I am also actively looking for a sponsorship or a partnership for my FIFA series, which is every Friday. I'm putting information about the upcoming World Cup. So that's something we can talk about too. So let's work together and let's create. You can scan the QR code and DM me. My email is there. My phone number is there too, also available to you. Muchas gracias.
Hey, awesome. So to wrap it up with the final creator that we have today, and I hope you see the general theme. at the end of the day, regardless if it's the creator, networks, changes, we're all fighting for the same thing. And that is that line item on the budget sheet for where the budgets will be allocated. So what we like to talk about our last creator panel yesterday, we're all in the, like what Monk said, one of the creators from yesterday's panel was, we're all in the telecommunication space and it's all about tele-we. So hope you start to see how can creators start to become a line item within your budgets when you're pitching to your own brand clients as well, even your local networks, and enhancing the experiences for fans. So to wrap it up, the last person we have here is Ben Putzer. He is the founder of Visitor Media, a fast-moving content and activation brand that helps brands connect with college students in real life and online. What started as a campus tour side hustle has grown into a go-to partner for brands looking to scale viral, on-the-ground moments. Ben's known for his quick execution, trend-savvy strategy, and the ability to turn any idea into content that spreads. So when it comes to looking for hyper-localization, no matter where in the country, Ben is the one for you. Ben, here you go.
All right. Thank you, Tinashe. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, NAB, for having me. Really stoked to be here. Today's a big day for me, actually. I grew up coming to the Javits Center as a little kid, believe it or not, flipping sneakers. So going to SneakerCon every single year, and really this building, these halls is where like my entrepreneurial journey started. Hopefully one day I can say entrepreneur properly. But really like this is where I learned business for the first time as a little kid. You know, I'm from Jersey. No one boo me, please. But, I would be taking the train or the bus or even the ferry, would be spilling sneakers, you know, on the West Side Highway. I'd have my big Costco bags or, the IKEA bags. So it's really a surreal moment for me to be able to speak with you all today. And really excited. So no matter one funny story before I jump into it. One time I went home with 2 left shoes by accident. So a sneaker deal gone wrong from, the Javits Center. So no matter what, today will go a lot better. But, as Tinashe said, I'm the founder, CEO, creator of Visitor Media. What is Visitor Media? We are a Gen Z media company. As the same with rest of these creators, our audience lives on social, and our creators are on college campuses throughout the nation. I started making this content, at the University of Maryland, where I went to school. I was an equipment manager for the Maryland football team, where I was washing underwear and towels and lining the field every day. And, you know, that was right when NIL was born. So really, that's kind of where this all got its start. And what we do, similar to a lot of these other creators, is we have the network of creators on all of these college campuses. So we have over 25 college campuses, with creators producing and distributing our original content on a weekly basis. So as you can see here, you know, places like UF, Michigan State, Iowa, Maryland, Penn State, UCLA, USC, we have athletes and creators going out and filming this content. And then distributing it on our own social channels. So think Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Facebook, where we're distributing our content to over 225,000 Gen Z followers. We'll do anywhere from 15 to 50 million views, depending on the month, depending on the algorithm. But what's really cool is how all of our content finds the hyper-localized audience. So as Tinashe is saying, and many of you might be at localized networks, our content really finds its way in the algorithm to, you know, the UF community or to the Iowa community. And it's been really a great opportunity for brands to connect with Gen Z on college campuses. So leaning into like who we work with, right? We've been serving as like a great opportunity for NIL college athletes to get their feet wet, build their personal brand, reach our audience, get new followers through our content production. So we like handle all the A to Z of like, hey, what do you want to talk about? You know, when can you film? You have practice in the morning. You have class in the afternoon. Okay, great. Wednesday afternoon's free. That's when you're going to go film. So it really is any type of creator and really filling in those gaps of like, hey, we know the football and basketball players are going to keep getting those NIL opportunities, but what about everybody else? And that's kind of like the gap we've been able to fill. So it could be anyone from Isaiah here, who's on the Notre Dame football team. They're number 12 in the country. They're crushing it right now. He, has a journalism background. He has a podcast. So Visitor has been a great way for him to grow his personal brand. brand, all the way to Lauren at Clemson in South Carolina. She's just a, lifestyle creator. She's not an athlete. Or Lana here, just a few blocks down the road at NYU. She's a singer-songwriter. And Visitor served as an amazing platform for all of these types of creators looking to reach a new audience, build their personal brand, and ultimately find brand partnerships and make some money with us. Let's see. I'm sure everyone has their own stats, but really the overlying message here is like, we know Gen Z is spending their time on their phones, scrolling on social media, less time on TV, although I do understand and like see so much value in the retention of TV and like how people really relate to shows and binging shows and all the culture that goes with that. But that said, hence the reason up until now our distribution's largely been on social media is purely because that's where we can reach an audience for free, right? All you have to do is click post and it can reach millions of people. So that's where we predominantly spend our time, is on those platforms like you see there, although really excited about opportunities to scale our long form beyond just the short form stuff that we've done on socials today. How we make money, right? At the end of the day, we're a business, we're a startup. Brand partnerships have been huge for us. So as you can see, we've gone all the way from Lionsgate, which is really crazy for me to say, to promote movies on college campuses and reach Gen Z, all the way to that Poncheros example. Anyone from the Midwest here? So you might know what Poncheros is. All right. Tinashe only. It's they are a Midwest, Mexican burrito chain. Some people from the Midwest say it's better than Chipotle. I don't know about that. Jury's still out there, I guess. They wanted to reach Gen Z in the Midwest. So they came to Visitor and we activated on college campuses like Michigan State and Iowa with our talent, to go give burritos, film original content on campus, reaching hundreds of thousands of people, on social media as well. So it served as a great way for brands to be able to activate in a multi-pronged approach on these college campuses. And we have that network effect that we have built, which is really exciting. And we try to keep it, how we think about brand partnerships is like, is it going to be authentic to Gen Z? So we turn down a lot of brands, whether it's like, a casino opportunity or like something like that. We try to be really, brand friendly, PG-13, keep it super, super, relatable, and walking that fine line of like relatability, that's brand friendly. And then also, what do college kids want to actually consume? So I think we've, done a great job at carving out our niche there, and college kids around the country are, watching our content. And what's cool is, we started to have to post a schedule on our story because these students want to be in our interviews. They want to be a part of it. So we'll say, hey, University of Tampa, filming tomorrow at noon on the main campus. And people are lining up to be in these interviews. So it's been really cool to see that IRL element, take effect. So now I know a lot of you, might be at networks or fast channels, and really like where I think there could be some interesting opportunities is we have thousands of hours of long form horizontal content that we own. And I think there could be some really interesting opportunities to possibly syndicate a show or come up with a unique future thinking concept that we could produce together with our talent on all of these college campuses. I think that could be a lot of fun to talk.
Everyone watches Naomi.
Shout out Naomi. Are you a big Naomi fan?
I am. And the Everyone Watches Arena shirt. I'm here for both.
What website did you get those on?
I went to the Nike store, Soho.
On Broadway. How'd you pick between black and white?
Black. It's slimming. I need all the help I can get.
If they were to make a next shirt with another athlete, who would you want to be seen on that?
Coco, obviously.
All right. So I wanted to point that out. I knew Together Team would be here. This is an example of how we can work with brands to promote their merchandise, their product, whether you're a CPG brand, fintech, consumer tech, you name it. We can slot those types of brands into our content. And then a lot of the time brands are running this in a paid capacity. So now as we think about like where organic social is going, I really see a beautiful convergence of organic and paid, where the best performing organic content gets repurposed in a partner ad or whitelisting capacity, especially on Meta. And so that's where a lot of brands are working with us, is producing these street interviews at scale and then running them in a paid capacity under the creator's handle or under the brand's handle. The proof is in the pudding from like a app install or a purchase perspective on their Shopify's, on their Amazons, things like that. So brands are coming back to us for these examples. And then real quick, that Big B example there. So Tinashe over there is from Michigan, so he knows that Big B is a chain again in Michigan. So looking at the Midwest there. And we would do content of like Big B, Starbucks, or Dunkin', and have college students sound off on what they like. And then we'll make it interactive. We'll post it in our stories on Instagram with a poll, and you have hundreds, if not thousands, sometimes when these hyper localized markets of students voting on what coffee brand that they like to consume and sounding off in the comments on why that's the case. So from a brand perspective, really cool to have those insights. And as you can see here, we have folks at right here, local, Rutgers, NYU, Penn State, really whatever campus you need to activate on, we most likely have creators operating there. So it's been a lot of fun to create that hyper-localized content. Real quick on that, as an example, Washington, our creator at Washington is a girl named Cecilia. She's on the University of Washington soccer team. They actually just won the Big Ten championship. So she's going to go out and make content about how awesome it is holding her trophy, bringing it around campus. That's going to reach our Washington audience. But then the next day, we could post a video at UF with the students talking about how bad the football team is and the coach just got fired and all that sort of stuff. And that's still going to find our UF audience, and those videos will perform very, very well. So to wrap it up, such a pleasure speaking with you all. I think really where I see the future of it. Yeah, please scan. It's our brand new website. We worked really hard on it. Super proud. You could reach me there, LinkedIn, email, you name it. And the three core pillars, I guess, looking at our stakeholders, where I want Visitor to go. One, as far as the audience goes, at the end of the day, the views need to be there. It needs to be engaging. So I want us to be served. People think of us as an engaging, trusted, relatable media outlet for Gen Z, where they know they can show up every day, find their favorite creators, and find their favorite type of content. Two would be brands. At the end of the day, we have amazing case studies, and I think continuing to prove to them that they can look at their internal KPIs and come and spend money with Visitor, knowing that they're going to hit their goals on those brand campaigns. And then the third is creators. We're a talent incubator, if you think about it. So we've now seen our first cohort of creators go through Visitor, go on to be creators or professional athletes full time, and Visitor played our small part as an incubator in building their personal brands. Excited to connect with you all, and thank you for having me.
Okay, amazing. Well, that was a wrap up for today's session with the Creator Showcase. I really hope through this process, y'all are starting to see that there are creators out there that do understand the different obstacles that you have within the broadcasting space, but they're ready to collaborate. This is not going to be something that we can change overnight. It might take 5 to 10 years, and I'd like to wrap up by saying just because people on social media are being loud about the changes and everything going one way, it doesn't mean that's necessarily what the true reality is. And I hope today you see these 4 different creators and understanding there's a world out there where broadcasting networks, localization can work together in an effective way, in a profitable way for every party at hand. So thank you again for your time. And please, as we like to say, make sure you approach them. Okay, let's get some rounds of applause. And they're over there. Ask them questions, get to know them. They are more than happy to talk. Thanks. And I'll pass it to Michael.
And I just want to add my thanks to Tinashe and Sasani for helping to bring these creators together with traditional media executives today. At TV News Check, we really believe this is a fertile ground for media growth. So we cover it more than anybody. I think we have the industry's only creator/journalist out there talking about that process. He writes a fantastic column. His name is Fernando Hurtado. You should read him and stay with us as this story keeps evolving. Thanks for coming today.